Hello, and thank you for tuning in to the PhD podcast. Today's guest is incredibly interesting, and we hope that everyone enjoys what we have in store for you. Today, we have a doctor of relationship and romance. I will let him introduce himself and let him take it away.
Well, hey, Patrick, it's great to be here. I'm so amped to be your first guest. I am honored, humbled, all of the above. So thank you for having me. Yes, I am the matchmaking doctor. That's what a lot of people like to kind of coin the term and call me, and I've run with it. I'll tell you, I am the matchmaking doctor. I study human relationships, psychology, uh, and I like to study. I like to say I like to study PE as well as my favorite class.
PE, that's funny. You're a doctor of love. I think that's probably the best coinage that you have online, and how most people refer to you, usually negatively. But um, I, I'm sorry. Could you introduce yourself by with your full name, please?
Of course. And listen, we will get to the negativity. We'll get to all of it. I said, I'll come on your show. You can ask me whatever you want, and I'm an open door. Seriously. But yes, I am Doctor P. E. Wheatley, Doctor P. E. Doctor P. for short. And I've been studying this. I've been researching this my entire life. I like to say, back in grade school, I was trying to set up my buddies and my teachers and stuff. So I've been doing this for as long as I can remember. I kind of I got my tools, as you would say, in college. I picked up some information, I read some books, and now I'm applying my trade across the world, and people are loving it.
Great. Well, I really think that the first thing that I really want help with is, uh, man, how do I say this? What am I doing? What am I doing wrong? I just can't. I feel like
If I
I'm
had a
lost.
dollar,
Mm.
if I had a dollar for every time I heard from some poor schlub, yeah, no offense. What am I doing wrong? How many dollars do you think I'd have?
Oh,
Rhetorical question.
oh,
I would have
okay.
millions of dollars. I get asked this on the street constantly. They go, "Hey, Doctor P, Doctor of Love. What am I doing wrong? Why can't I find a lady to like me or a guy or a gal to go with me?" Well, it's pretty simple. You need to get into my new algorithm, okay? If you go to www.doctoroflove.com, you can download the app that I've created, which allows you to find a partner that is made for you completely. And we're talking soup to nuts. You can put into the algorithm all of the things that you like and all of the things that you dislike. And we have a 100% guarantee that you will get all of these things, the complete package, as we say. And so, if that sounds like something that's good for you and you're having struggling dating, I would highly recommend sign up for the service, give it a try.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean that's a great pitch and a lot of great information, but I'm really looking for. I'm young. I hang out with my friends. I go to the bar. I stand in the corner for hours, and then
No,
I try to dance for a few minutes, and
no.
then no one wants to dance with me back, and I go home and I think to myself like, what am I doing? What am I doing wrong? I'm doing everything right now, and why can't I seem to figure it out?
I stopped going to bars in my 20s, and I've been married for 20 years. Now, what does that tell you? Well, it tells you a couple of things. Number one, it tells you find the right woman or find the right partner. And number two, it tells you you're probably not going to find him at a bar. You know, back in the day when I met my wife, we did meet in a bar. We really did. But modern day dating, modern day everything, uh, I would absolutely not recommend you go out in public to meet people. You've got to do it online. You can, and I don't know if you're a fan of video games or Dungeons and Dragons or anything like that. It's a little nerdy, but uh, they have something called min maxing, which is if you're like a fighter character, you're going to be really good at fighting and hitting. You're not going to be so good at magic, okay? When it comes to finding a partner, you're going to maximize your happiness value, your happiness quotient, as I call it, by using our service, because you're going to find people that have the exact things that you're looking for, and the exact things that you're not looking for will not be there. Let me tell you, if this was around when I was dating, I would have used it 1000%. Been married 20 years, love of my life, but I would have used it. I just would have.
Okay, I guess maybe we get more specific and move away a little bit to the from the website, and maybe we talk about kind of what are the tools and what is attraction? Like what's happening in the human brain? What's
Mm.
happening in the individual that leads them to attraction towards others?
What's a pet peeve that you have?
Um, I really hate small feet.
Mm.
Ugh,
Yep.
it's
That's one of the
disgusting.
top 20 selections in our algorithm for things to avoid. And incidentally, it's also one of the top 20 things that people look for and seek. So my point is humanity is complex, and you're never going to find the person that's going to, make your dreams come true. Uh, they're going to fulfill all of your desires. But actually, you can with our system. And it's the amazing thing about it is that other people have tried eHarmony, you've probably heard of, Tinder, etc., bars. We've tried it all. And to be honest with you, this algorithm, it brings you happiness that you never dreamt possible. It finds the exact qualities that you look for and the exact qualities that you avoid, like small feet, or like, my wife kind of drives me crazy, nagging me about the lawn. Things like that can be avoided with the algorithm. You can get exactly what you want. So I
Wait,
hope that answered your question.
well, so I guess you, you seem to have a background pretty complex when it comes to algorithms and understanding individuals when they're plugged into a machine, right? An app, a computer. So where
It's the
does that
future.
well, okay, where does that background come from? Where did you study that in college? Where did your PhD kind of stem from, and how was your time in university?
Well, I had kind of a non-traditional path to my PhD. I spent some time in the Cayman Islands from about '02 to '09, and I went to a lot of classes at the local university there. I kind of I had some. There were some issues with transferring credits to different universities. I also actually went to France to study as well, and the credits wouldn't transfer. So I've done the equivalent time of a PhD in schooling and through my own personal studies. I mean, you can see the bookshelf behind me. Uh, I, I'm trust me when I tell you that I am essentially a PhD.
Essentially a PhD. Uh,
Yes,
your
I am a
team.
PhD.
Oh, okay. Your team. Oh, okay. They. I guess they kind of misled me with. Okay, so I guess we'll just move on to. Um, eh, Tell us more about your app, your dating app.
Well, I'd love to get you set up on there actually. Um, and I wanted to maybe ask you a question. Um, what's something that you desire about someone in the opposite sex, or whatever sex that you are interested in dating?
Yeah, I like really really big feet, like truly massive,
Mm-hmm.
massive female feet.
Mm. Now, the beautiful thing that about that, and the beautiful thing that you've mentioned that is basically on our patented app, you can choose the size of foot that you'd prefer, and we will find that person, and they will be shipped to you. or I mean, you'll be able to go on a date with them, and you'll meet them. And so we can find the smallest thing that you're interested in. And to me, the key to relationships is being able to pick and choose all of these certain characteristics that you appreciate, that you want. I think true happiness is in the choice, not in the fate.
Okay. I mean, I guess because it seems like it's going to be unavoidable to talk about um, the ventures that you're working on right now. Tell me tell me how your app kind of stands out compared to just this massive flood of dating apps, eHarmony, Tinder, Bumble, Hinge. There's just so many. How do you stand out compared to all these apps that already have it figured out and aren't trying to get off the ground with a brand new podcast?
Well, here's the interesting thing about that, Patrick. The app ecosphere, it's filled with apps where both people sign up and they meet each other. Now, the difference with our app is we have a team that goes out and collects information on people who are not yet on the app and adds them to the app. And it will, using cookies and various geolocators within their phone, we will subtly direct them to places where they will meet and stumble into other people that have the app that haven't signed up for it yet. And every time that a new couple meets and they're both on the app, we get commish.
You're saying commission? You get
That's right.
commission from this
That's how
seems
we get
incredible.
our egg.
That's like so incredibly invasive uh, for people that
Well,
aren't even
okay, tell
using
that to
the app.
married couples. Tell that to married couples. I got about
I
20 married couples in my phone right now. You can talk to any of them and they'll tell you how happy they are with each other.
I just don't know how you somehow guide people towards each other without even having the app yet, and then you convince them once they're together to download the app and then meet on the app, and then you get a part of that commission because they downloaded, I'm guessing, a
No,
paid for dating app.
listen, buddy, it's 2023. The internet tracks you all the time. It doesn't matter that they don't have the app. It matters that their cookies become what we call digitally aligned, meaning they're showing up in similar locations for a period of time. If that period of time becomes 6 months, we get an egg. And when, by egg, I mean payments, commish. And if they're together for a year, we get an egg. Say it with me. And if they're together, if they end up being together for 5 to 10 years, and that's really where we're going to be getting a lot of eggs over the coming years, and that's the business model. We will. That's the business model. Excuse me. And we will be getting many eggs from these couples for years to come.
Yeah, yeah, it just seems a bit predatory in my mind.
I
I
guess
can't
is marriage
imagine.
is love predatory? How's the bar
I,
working?
I
I'm just kidding with you.
yeah, I mean, I guess you're right. Um, well, thank you very much for being on the very first episode of the PhD podcast. You've been very insightful, I guess, when it comes to the ins and outs of how it seems like my life isn't even really controlled by me, and I'm just kind of being pushed in directions uh, based on what people are that are collecting eggs, kind of where they want me to go is where I'm led to go. Um, but today's podcast sponsor is eHarmony. Please sign up today and get your first month free. Get guaranteed 16,000 likes on your first day. Get out there, meet the person you love, and, uh, and download eHarmony. Thank you so much for being on the podcast today, Doctor. Um, thank you for
Thanks. Hey,
joining
visit
us.
the website. And remember, love is about choice. Love is not about fate.